the information superhighway, an online network called Internet.
Kowalski. That guy. He says Kowalski.
Does he?
He says his name. Like, he's not Kowalski.
Oh, right.
Like,
he's
like
the leader. And he's like,
we gotta go figure this out, Kowalski. It's like something like that.
Something like that. I don't know.
We're penguins. Quack. I don't know.
Welcome back to the online Penguin Cast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're recording now.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad we started there.
I think I started recording when you said Kowalski in that
Kowalski.
voice. So that's the start of the podcast.
I wish that was my natural voice.
It can be if you try hard enough.
You're right. Nothing is impossible, children. Follow your dreams. Did you misspell online?
No, I just wrote an I before. Well, yeah, I guess technically.
You wrote online with 2 I's in a row.
Yeah, but that's okay. Isn't that like a thing though? If I don't know about voice, but if you fake laugh for a while or try and change your laugh, eventually that will be your laugh.
Oh, absolutely. I've changed my laugh about like 6 or 7 times.
Like intentionally?
Mostly it's because I was really I liked how one of my friends laughed, and I was like, that's a cool laugh. I want to try that.
I want that laugh.
But like in retrospect, it's not a cool laugh because like if you've heard me, have you heard me laugh? Can you imitate my laugh? So there's that. Fine. But then like there's one that I do when I'm like kind of not being as genuine. It's like a fake laugh, but sometimes I do it for real, and it's more just like a really high pitched like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's that sort of thing.
My laugh. I don't know what my laugh.
I mean, you just did one.
Sure, but like, I think it's all over the place for different reasons.
I mostly silent laugh.
Yeah,
a lot of it. Like if it's really funny, if it's real funny, I'll just be like, you'll just hear me inhale.
Yeah, I think my laugh is very. I never really thought about it, but I think it's very very like.
Kowalski.
It's very chesty. There you go.
Yeah,
I needed to laugh again to pin it down. Thank you. But there are some times when I'll do a classic like, but that's like intentional.
Do you know why humans laugh though? Like what purpose it serves?
To give the skeletons inside us a peek out.
That's right. The skeleton's just trying to escape from our flesh.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's a theory, but it's an interesting one. It's like how, because we're social creatures, right? So sometimes when somebody is telling a story or they're kind of leading the conversation, the theory is that a lot of kind of like quote unquote social energy or something like gets that. Like we want to express, but we're waiting for them to give us a moment. And even if we don't have anything specifically to say, we want to express it in a way. So it just comes out in like little chuffs of air, just like, because it's like, it gives us
just emotion.
Yeah. It's just like,
that we don't know what to do with.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's like we have all this social potential stored up when someone's talking, and we just want to let it all out and be involved in the conversation to show that we're paying attention and to just be involved in the
that makes a lot of sense to me, because I've known many people, and I'm victim to this sometimes as well, especially recently. I've noticed is people will laugh more. Socially awkward people will laugh a lot more. Because I feel like with that theory, they just don't know what to say a lot of the time, so they'll just laugh. And they
want to be involved. But they.
I knew someone in middle school who. Oh, we can talk about childhood whenever we want now.
Oh yeah. As if we weren't before.
I feel like we should have said that we're back to normal now. We're not gonna be real sad anymore.
Oh yeah.
Because last
we
time
started
was
with
the childhood
laughter.
podcast.
So.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. Perfect.
Everyone knows the opposite of childhood is laughter.
Yep. Yeah, I knew a girl in middle school who would laugh basically during every sentence she said.
Oh yeah.
And it was to the point where it was like her thing. She didn't like it because people would make fun of her for it, but I thought it was endearing.
I mean, there's the opposite too, where if there's somebody who's really wants to, like, who's really outgoing and they just want to be involved, even like if they don't know what to say, they'll just be really giggly or just they'll be really excited or you know, so.
I've noticed a thing that I've been doing recently that I've tried to correct is, if I say something that I think is funny, I will laugh a little bit at the end, and normally it works out because the person I'm talking to also thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
But then there's the times that they don't.
Oh my god, that's
And
the
it's
worst.
just bad.
Like because a lot of the time I'll start talking and I'll just wait for my brain to come up with the end of a sentence. Like I don't know what I'm gonna say before it comes out, and so there are times when like the joke that my brain comes up with surprises me, so that at the end of the sentence I just start laughing because I'm like, that was hilarious. But yeah, like you were saying, most of the time it works out pretty well. But then there are those times where either nobody's paying attention to what I just said, or it's just it didn't like hit them or connect in their mind the same way it did with me. But yeah, like the times when when like you can make yourself laugh is like those are some of my favorite moments, because it's like I don't need anyone around. Like I'm just hilarious.
That's nothing to be ashamed of either. If you do that a lot, because I know it shouldn't bother me, but it just bothers me because I don't like when I notice quirks about myself. Because when I notice them, then it's like when somebody does something a lot and they're your friend and you don't realize that they do this thing a lot, but then someone else, an outsider, comes in and says, "Hey, John does this thing a lot, doesn't he?" And then you're like, "Oh no." And then every single time after he does that, it's like somebody hitting you in the back of the head, because you're like, "No, oh god." But I was gonna say something else about the laughing thing. Oh, I was gonna say, on the opposite side of the spectrum, whenever I make a joke and it hits really well and I didn't laugh at it, I'm way more proud of myself.
Yeah.
Because I just did the laughing thing. Because to me it feels like, especially when I like purposely tried to make that joke and people are laughing at it, it feels like I accomplished something with what I just said.
Yeah.
And especially if you keep like a straight face, sometimes you can keep the bit going, and then people just laugh even more. But then you get into the murky waters of when do you stop the bit?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't stop, and everyone's like, all right.
It's like, it's that kind of gradient of laughter where it starts
that's a
out
good
really,
analogy.
it starts out really strong, and then like you continue where it's like, microphones are really cool. Ha ha ha. Boy, they have an interesting shape to them.
Am I right?
Ha ha ha. And like you could see.
Remember that
like,
time we talked about microphones?
Yeah, no,
no.
And like eventually just everyone's reaction just dies down into
And then there's nothing.
Yeah, it's like you played it out a bit too much, man.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if I made this entirely clear. Hey, Dennis, listen up for a minute.
Dennis?
The name of this podcast is the Online Penguin Cast.
Oh, okay.
So I just I wanted to try a thing where we didn't use a random generator, because I felt like that was getting a little bit stale.
Yeah.
So I think this is something we should do.
Yeah.
We should keep the naming thing. We just pull some way to get a new name every time.
Okay.
But every 10 episodes, we change what that is.
Oh, so like it's like a series of 10 epides. We'll have a specific.
So the first 10 we did a random name generator, and now I think for 11
I thought
through
you were
20,
going to say every episode should start with the online, and then should be
that would get
completely
confusing.
different.
That's just this one.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, like for 11 through 20, we won't use a random name generator. We'll just switch off just coming up with something.
Gotcha.
These are
That
probably going to be
works.
the worst names.
Oh,
I
sure.
can imagine, but
I mean, we could always just leave it to Dennis to create the names. Like, we don't have to label them ourselves.
we'll do that the third time. We'll do that for 21 through 30.
Do you think this podcast is going to get there?
Dennis says this podcast is going to 300. So
300.
yeah, he said he wants to guest on
minutes
episode 300.
or just episode?
No, episodes.
Oh, okay.
We're going that long apparently.
Going the distance, huh?
We're going for speed.
I guess so. Do we introduce ourselves? Because I don't think we did that either.
Oh, no, I'm Scott.
I am also Scott.
Wouldn't that be wild?
Yes. That's Dylan over there writing.
What, are you calling me out?
Yep. And do we promote iTunes or stuff anymore? Probably
Yeah.
not. Do
Why
we?
not?
I don't know.
It's always good. Give it
Hey.
just a review.
Yeah, you
just
just
one of
leave,
those.
just leave a nice review, guys. Just like a nice little review on iTunes, SoundCloud.
Share with your friends.
Share it around.
We don't talk about nerd shit here. Everyone will like it.
Yeah, exactly. We mostly talk about penguins.
Penguins. The online penguin case.
Do you remember that brief period of time where penguins were everywhere, like
Yeah.
in movies and whatnot?
Yeah, because like March of the Penguins and what was the dancing one?
Well, Happy Feet.
Happy Feet.
And then there was like there's one called like Surf's Up or something that had like
God.
Shia LeBeouf.
That was the one that came along with Happy Feet.
Okay, yeah.
It was when movies were still doing that weird like mirroring thing.
Yeah, the parallel movies. That was also a time when Shia LaBeouf was in a billion things. Because he was in that, and
him.
that was around the time of Transformers, I think. And then
okay.
he was in Disturbia, was another one that came out around that time.
Oh, never saw that one.
That was a okay movie.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but so it was like a combination of Shia LaBeouf and penguins. What is culture trying to tell us?
That Shia LaBeouf is a penguin.
Yes, and he was for Surf's Up, the movie I never saw I never saw March of the Penguins either. I saw Happy Feet.
Well, March of the
I didn't
Penguins
care
is a
for it.
documentary thing.
Right.
But they put it in theaters because Morgan Freeman narrated it.
Exactly. I never saw that one. I saw Happy Feet. I did not care for it.
I liked Happy Feet.
Yeah?
At the time. I thought it was cute, but I was also small. So
That's true.
I wasn't the target audience, but I was close to the target audience, I think.
The target audience being other penguins, I would imagine.
No, there's kids in that movie.
Okay.
Very briefly. Dude, the humans are scary in that movie.
Because
That's kind of the point, but-
it jumped to like it was all animated, then it was like real
Oh,
humans.
yeah. That was weird.
That was
I remember that.
baffling
Ugh.
to me.
Remember they made a sequel?
They made a sequel to Happy Feet? Oh my god.
Let me look this up. They definitely made a Happy Feet
Can we
too.
is there a crossover that should happen, like from Happy Feet and Surf's Up in Madagascar or something like that, where all of the penguins get together?
Oh, you're talking about a Spider-Verse?
Yes, a Spider-Verse of... Hold on. Are you trying to tell me that all of these movies are the same penguins, but just different universes?
Yeah.
Okay.
We also don't talk about comics on this podcast. Yeah, they made Happy Feet 2 in 2011. It focuses on Mumble's son,
I don't even remember who Mumbles
the
is.
main character of the first one.
Okay. Oh, so it's like a Lion King 2 sort of a thing.
Yeah, sure.
Gotcha.
Mumble's son, Eric, is struggling to realize his talents in the Emperor Penguin world. Meanwhile,
That is such a weird... Yeah.
Mumble and his family and friends discover a new threat to their home, one that will take everyone working together to save them. That is so vague.
Yeah, that's like... That was just the slug line for the movie, and they ran with it.
Yep.
That's so strange to me that, like, kids' movie sequels follow the same thing of, hey, you know this main character from the first one? We'll just...
Here's their kid.
This is their kid now.
Yeah.
Because, like, Lion King did that, and then Little Mermaid did that.
Oh, yeah. I never saw the second one.
Of Little Mermaid. I don't even remember if it was a musical. I think it was just...
I think it was.
It was?
But nobody remembers because the music was probably bad.
It's probably... Whatever. I
My friend
remember
Emily
watching
watched
that.
it, and she said it was fine.
I remember watching it a lot as a kid.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know why, but...
It wasn't in theaters, was it?
I don't think so.
No.
But I remember watching that and Lion King too. I watched a lot of the
Hmm.
sequels, like more than I watched the main ones. I don't know why.
Probably because they were more accessible.
Yeah.
Maybe because they went direct to DVD, so you would get them and then just.
Well, we
have
had
them.
the originals as
Oh, okay.
well. So, well, hold on. You say DVD. We had them on
VHS. Yeah, whatever.
Stop showing your youth here, Dylan.
The direct to DVD is just a more common term than direct to VHS.
Direct to home
To be fair,
video.
if I was showing my youth, I'd be like direct to Blu-ray or something.
Direct to iTunes.
Yeah, direct to Netflix, direct
Yeah.
to HDdvd. That's not a thing
That's
anymore.
a thing.
That's an awkward period. If you were born in the year like 1995, then HDdvd is your thing.
Yeah.
What I forgot what I was gonna say. Something about Happy Feet. Oh, Little Mermaid 2. Kevin was I don't think he's ever gonna put this video up, but I'll keep it vague just in case. Kevin was working on a video that involved Little Mermaid 2 in some capacity. So I remember him sending screenshots from that.
Because he was working on something about Disney sequels, right?
Well, now the cat's out of the bag.
Oh, sorry, Kev.
Yeah. I don't...
That's still vague, though. That's as vague as the Happy Feet 2 plot, so
Yeah.
I feel like anyone can read whatever they
That's
want
true.
into that.
Yeah, he was doing a video about Disney sequels.
Okay.
And I don't remember if because he moves on to projects at like
At a breakneck speed.
pace.
Yeah, of course.
So he got real close to finishing it, but like he's a perfectionist. So he just never did. So
Yeah, dude. I was the same way though. Like in high school, I had started a billion different projects that I like internet projects that I was like, this is gonna be the thing that makes me famous. I did what my very first podcast was called. This is gonna be. It's gonna reflect the time period. Sorry, table. It's gonna reflect the time period when I made this. It was called 15 Minutes of Fail.
Oh no!
You remember when fails were really big on the internet?
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Yeah.
Oh God. Not to talk about childhood, but I watched. I forgot that I have a folder in my computer drive, hard disk drive, where I have these 2 recordings that I found on my Sony camera. I backed up all the things on my Sony camera before I started shooting the show on Mondays again because it had everything since I got that camera in like 2010 on it.
Goodness, yeah.
Because it has a giant drive in it. But for some reason I isolated these 2 files, and they're the recording of maybe my 13th birthday, 12th birthday, something. And it is the cringiest thing in the world. And I say multiple times in that video, Phil.
Nice.
And I talk in
hip.
I talk in meme speak and leet speak, and
that's the meme dream.
I watched all of it, and it was scary. I don't enjoy it at all.
I remember, so I didn't come up with the name, I don't think. It was my friend. I was trying to come up with the names, and my friend, I think, recommended 15 Minutes of Fame. Like, just like, I don't know, here's the thing. I think he might have just said it jokingly as like, here's a really bad example of a name. But I misheard him, and I was like, 15 Minutes of Fail? That's kind of good.
Oh,
and he was like, yeah, actually do that. And so I made like a nice MS Paint logo.
Oh, yeah.
That is actually pretty good. It's like, it looks very cartoony and shaded and nice. I don't have it anymore. We didn't have a way to upload the podcast. The podcasts were 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
That was kind of the thing.
15 minutes of fail.
I thought that was way too long. I didn't know how to carry a conversation for 15 minutes.
Oh, no.
So we split it up into like 3 segments.
I just want to tell you, just to make you feel better about yourself,
Yeah.
we've been going for 15 minutes.
Oh, thank God. I've reached my limit, Dylan.
Oh, no. Cap this podcast out.
But yeah, so I didn't have any way to upload it, so people like click play. So what I did is I had a website builder.
I remember this. You've told me about this.
Okay, yes. I had a website built, like a free website builder.
Yeah.
That's like a web, a platform anyone can build on for free. I don't even remember what it was called. But I made individual pages for the episodes, and then what would happen is when you click on the page and it loads the page, the podcast was the background music that played. So you couldn't pause or play or do anything. It was just, you had to listen to it, and there were no controls. So if you backed off the page and went back, it would start from the beginning all over again.
Amazing.
It was a nightmare. I also designed every single page to have background music of some kind, because that's how the internet should work.
Perfect. So I have a similar story about failing
Nice.
that era. I started a band
Oh, God, yes.
very briefly
Yes.
in 6th grade, potentially. We didn't even ever record anything. We didn't do anything. All we did was come up with a name, our first album title, and an album cover art.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
And can you guess what our band name was with the information provided?
The Fail Boys.
No.
Oh, okay.
It did have the word fail in it.
Yes,
though.
that's basically the only information I have.
It's called Phelan.
Phelan.
Yeah.
Like with failing.
Like failing, but without the G, because
gotcha.
it's
hip that way.
Cooler. Yeah.
Right, yeah. No, you're right.
It's cleaner.
Mm-hmm. Cut the G.
It's cleaner. But
hey, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook doesn't really work.
Boog.
Drop the G. Much
Come
cleaner.
down to Facebook. Get yourself some goobles. Yeah, our album was called Christmas Jeers.
It was a Christmas album that
Yeah,
you were doing?
because we started this band around
Nobody
Christmas
starts
time.
with a Christmas album.
We started
Dylan.
with a Christmas
Oh my
album
God.
called Christmas Jeers. I do not remember what our plans for songs were. I'm pretty sure it was just parodies of Christmas songs.
Mm-hmm.
But the album art was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't remember what Phelan looked like, but I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, I do. It was like a fiery font that I loved at the time, in like green with a green glow around it. Just Phelan.
Sure.
Big text with a gradient black-gray
Do
background.
you, by any chance, have this image still?
Potentially.
Could we? Because if you do, I would love to use it as the artwork for this episode.
Okay, I will try and find it after we record.
That'd be awesome.
It's probably on my computer somewhere.
God.
But yeah. So and the like the album text under it was Christmas cheers. I just spelled that out, but then I took like another like fiery J and just overlaid it really big over the CH. So it said Christmas jeers. And I made it in Adobe Fireworks CS4, which was my image editing software of choice until like 2 years ago probably.
Man, that's awesome.
It was wild.
I had about can I just ask really quickly, what was your thing in the band? Like, what did you do?
Oh, I played the drums.
Drums. Okay, cool.
We had a drummist.
Yep.
That was me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know how to play a drum set at the time because I think this was my first year in band, so all I had was a snare drum.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yep. And we had 2 saxophone players. Mm-hmm. And that's it, I'm pretty sure.
Hold on. Snare drum and 2 saxes.
I'm pretty sure that was it.
That's amazing.
I don't remember anyone else in we may have had another snare drum, but I don't remember.
Oh my God. I've had so many like bands in air quotes that I've started when I was growing up. I did a very similar thing to what you did, where we came up with a name, and we came up with a lot of song titles.
Oh yeah.
And we came up with, I say we, this was with my buddy Josh. It was Josh, myself.
Still we. It's more than one.
Right. No, but it was, sorry, I meant he was there with another, it was 3 of us total.
Okay.
But I was just saying, I think I've talked about Josh before.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
I don't know if I have. Or at the very least, you know who Josh is. It was with my buddy Josh and our friend Cody. And it was, I don't know why. Like, I'm pretty sure I never came up with this name. But, like, we kept doing this thing constantly, where whenever the 3 of us were together and we needed a name for the project we were working on, we would just use initials, like our own initials. Because this was our YouTube channel, LMNO Comedy, right? Which was Josh Long,
it's pretty catchy,
Cody Miles, Scott Nicewander, and then O was just like, the thing. But then our band name was our first names, which was just, I don't know why, it was just JSM. Not catchy, just letters.
Just the Society of Mexico.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about comics on this podcast.
That's right. But yeah, Josh, I'm pretty sure it was Josh, came up with like our kind of emblem thing, because bands have to have emblems,
of course.
Yeah, you got to put something on a sticker,
obviously.
And he came up with it, and it was very reminiscent of, he was super into Organization 13 from
Final Fantasy.
Yes,
7,
and
how do I know that?
And also the Disney one.
The Disney one?
The one with all the Disney characters. Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, well, it's a Final Fantasy
right,
crossover,
but like
so
he was
why.
Specifically into Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
And
that blew my mind when I learned that.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just Square Enix making a Disney game, But it's
Yeah.
actually crossovers.
I could go in so much detail about Josh's love
Of Kingdom
for,
Hearts?
for Kingdom Hearts and Organization
People
13
love that game,
specifically. It controlled his life and, by proxy, everyone else's life around life around
no.
him. But I
He's
won't.
that guy.
I don't want to go into that just yet. I want to continue with the band stuff. So he had come up with a logo that we would use, an emblem that we would use, and it was very reminiscent of kind of an Organization 13 Kingdom Hearts kind of style. And he made probably about a dozen album covers.
Oh no.
A dozen album cover. Oh, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I also helped make them. So you know what?
Boy.
I'm in the wrong
Yep.
here too. I don't want to admit guilt, but I will. Yeah, we went crazy with different albums. It was like there was no theme. I just like looked at an album cover and was like, "Oh, I bet I could emanate that, but with like our emblem in here, you know?" And it was like, "Oh yeah, like a close up of a car tire on a dirt road and put our logo there." What does that mean?
Yeah,
like I don't know.
How does it relate to the band in any way?
It doesn't. And the biggest problem with that band was we came up with a whole bunch of different songs. We would all be writing songs, right? We all had completely different styles and inspirations. So like Cody, very into the Beatles. His songs were very reminiscent of the Beatles.
Okay.
Josh was, I can't remember what he was into. Lots of piano heavy stuff. I think at that time he was into like Death Cab for Cutie was what he was into at that moment. I was super into and still am into Motion City Soundtrack, aka the best band in the entire planet.
Sure.
And so all of those meshed together to create just a cacophony of horrible sounds.
What are you, Radiohead?
Yes, and
Just disclaimer. I wasn't saying that because you said cacophony of horrible sounds. I was saying that because you said cacophony of sounds.
yeah.
Radiohead's great.
But yeah, so it was a nightmare, and we fought a lot because I was like, dude, I don't like this lyric, I don't like this chord progression, I don't like whatever, all that stuff. It was just, and also we didn't have a drummer. Like Josh played piano, I was on guitar, Cody was on bass, and that it was just that. Like we had no percussion of any kind.
Oh, yikes. I feel like that's worse than having
than just having
drums and two saxophone players.
Yeah, you're right. It is worse.
At least we had percussion.
No, I mean, at least we could potentially do like an acoustic-y thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And then like, I don't know, if I was on guitar, I'd like, hit the guitar a little bit or something.
Have someone on the tambourine.
Yeah, or like a cajon.
Just to keep on the beat.
Yeah,
keep
sure.
time.
But yeah, that didn't work out. That was one of many band projects that I have a hard time getting along with people on that on something that's that creative as writing music
that's the issue.
And pouring your soul out when you're writing lyrics and everything. It's like when you take criticism from other people. It's
difficult because when you start a band with someone, you're starting a band with someone.
Yeah.
You're not starting a band and then hiring people to play music for you. Mm-hmm. It's like it's as much their band as it is yours.
Yeah, I mean, even just talking about it was difficult because I was like talking to my friends and I was like, "Oh yeah, my band," and I was like, "Not my band, but like the band that I'm in with other people," which it's just much shorter if I said my band.
Say our band.
Yeah. Well, our band means that would be like if Josh and Cody were with me.
How about the band?
The band could be anything.
It's clean.
Yeah.
It couldn't be anything. Mm-hmm. The band. Wait, but how would you get in trouble if you said my band? Or are you just saying...
I wouldn't get in trouble with them.
Oh, okay.
It was just talking about it made it difficult because
you're not the leader.
Yeah, there was no leader,
Yeah.
so it was different. Even just like, I remember specifically, I was in the car with my mom, and I was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, that's something cool that my band's going to be doing. And she's like, your band? It's not your band. And I was like, I know, but it's like, it's easier to say that it is.
I like the band.
Fair enough. And of course, if we had a cooler name than JSM, I'd probably say that.
Yeah.
But it was just JSM.
JSM is mysterious, though. Mm-hmm. Leaves a lot to be desired, but...
Yeah, it's not phonetic. Don't try to pronounce it. Don't say jism.
What's up, everybody? We're Jism! 1, 2, 3, 4! Amazing. Did you want to expand at all on Josh's?
Mm-hmm.
You were friends with Josh.
That's right, I was.
On Josh's love of Kingdom Hearts.
He would not shut up about strong female character.
Everybody makes jokes.
No, but yeah, Josh was super into Organization 13 to the point where he turned 14 at the time, but or 14 or 15, I can't remember. But for his birthday, he asked for it to say Organization 13 on his cake. But his grandma, who was getting the cake, was very confused. It was he's not 13, he's like 14 or 15 or whatever he was.
No.
So she got the actual age that he was, and he was like, it's supposed to say Organization 13.
Whoops. Come on, Grandma.
So that was fun. He also, because he's a builder, he
Yeah.
makes a lot of stuff. So he went and built all of the weapons for all of the characters.
Oh, nice.
Just out of wood, mostly out of just almost 2-dimensional plywood.
Still though, that's cool.
Yeah, some of them were cool. He would assign us, all of his friends. He had a lot of friends. He would assign us all roles as like who we were and what weapon we would have.
Nice.
I had the bow staff. It was awesome. And we would actually go out and practice fighting.
So you LARPed.
Is LARPing painful?
Yeah, I would imagine
Okay.
so. If you do it wrong.
Well, because we were using Josh was like, well, you can't use these, this wooden dowel because this is what I'm building your prop out of. So here, use this metal rod.
Oh, no.
And fight with each other.
Oh no.
So
That's why they make Nerf weapons.
lots of bloody hands and
Yikes.
And bruises and whatnot. And yeah, it was.
You got a fight club, dude.
We had a fight club, Dylan.
Fight club.
I'm realizing this now that
Yeah.
I'm explaining it, but you are correct.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I remember one specific time when I was at a friend's birthday party, and it was weird because it was like the one time this friend ever had a birthday party, and he invited us, all of us, to
Come to
his
think
home.
of it, it was his only birthday.
He's dead now. But he had like a lot of Nerf guns, but he also like jerry rigged a lot of them. So I remember he made like a shield out of duct tape and like a
like it.
trash can lid. It was real cool. Everybody wanted the shield.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody wanted that shield, not the guns though. And there were like some Nerf swords, and I remember like he had a second story of his home where his sister and his bedroom were, but nobody was ever allowed up there for some reason. Nobody really went to his house. It was weird. But like the fight escalated, and some of us went upstairs, and it was weird because it was the one time I saw his bedroom, and it was a mess. It was a downright mess.
Tells you a lot about a person when you see their bedroom.
Their room is a big old pigsty.
I mean, mine just clothes all over the floor and cat vomit everywhere because Sparta constantly throws up.
I don't know if the cat vomit's your fault.
I mean, I could clean it up if I really wanted to.
I thought, well, you're waiting on your...
Yeah, I'm getting my floors professionally cleaned.
Yeah. Is this from your Fight Club?
Yes. I have a little scratch on my hand going to my knuckle.
It's from the Fight Club.
Still constantly healing from...
Yeah, what is that actually?
It's Sparta.
Oh. What? Where? How? How did he do that?
He just scratched me. I don't know.
On your fist?
Yeah.
Scott punched his cat, guys.
Hold on, dude. I punched him in his open claw.
Well, you punched him, and then he went whoosh.
Yeah, that's not what
retaliate.
happened. No, he jumped up on me, and I guess the placement of my hand had him. No, he jumped down onto me. That was the problem. He landed on my hand.
You should get your cat's claws trimmed.
I was thinking about it. Yeah, I was thinking about. You're one to talk.
Well, I'm not a cat.
Fair enough. I actually have zero problem with just so we're clear. I have zero problem.
I saw in your tone. You want to go back to last episode?
Yep.
Where I killed someone with my nails?
So anyway, you're perfect just the way you are. And I went to the pet store the other day, and I was looking at getting a trimmer for my cat's nails, and it was too expensive for me. So How
much was it?
It was like $8, but I didn't want to spend I didn't want to spend $8
on your cats,
on my cat,
on their well-being.
I went and got them food. That's why I was there. So they're fed at least. Hold on. Do you think it's their well-being?
Yeah.
To trim their nails?
What do you have your nails ever been too long and you're like,
Never.
This is frustrating?
Never once. I have a horrible habit of biting my nails.
Oh, that's fair. But like, take it from me.
Yeah.
My nails get real long. Mm-hmm. And whenever I type on this laptop, it frustrates the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And when I gotta like do that thing, or there's a screen that I can't just like press like this, I gotta like angle my thing because they're too long. It gets frustrating. You think the cats don't deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, probably not. They don't type. So.
Those are just examples in my millennial lifestyle.
Well, so here's how I've always heard it described.
Easier.
Sure. Here's how I've heard it described. Because my parents, when we first got cats, we were thinking about getting our cats declawed.
No.
Yeah, don't do that because apparently that's the equivalent of like taking your last part of your finger off.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like,
I don't know what to do.
Yeah. So like if I wanted to trim them, I'm just like gradually shaving away at their fingertips. That's not what I want. That's not what I want for any human being or cat person.
No, but they're nails.
Yeah.
Just take them to the vet and say, "Hey, could you trim my cat's nails for me?"
That's
if you
taking them
do
to
it.
the vet.
They're
That's more
professional.
money than $7.
Well, sure, but you could get a professional to do it,
Right.
and so you don't have to worry about cutting their off.
I'm actually not concerned at all with
okay.
chopping their. It's more just I didn't want to spend $7 because I didn't see the point.
I thought it was $8. Get your story straight.
It was $7.99. The marketing is already confusing me. That's how businesses do it, Dylan. They market at $7.99, so your brain thinks
Why
it's
is
$7.
Everything that?
For that exact reason.
No, my brain always thinks it's $8. If it's $7.99, my brain's like, oh, that's $8.
Right.
And then someone's like, give me a name. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Right. But there are
Round up, bitch.
Right, but there are people, and this has happened to me, obviously right now, but but this has happened to me occasionally as well, where I'll see something that's $24.99, and for some reason my brain will go, oh, $24. I don't know why. It's
So you're a sheeple.
Well, it's like those are the numbers. There's like a psychology behind it where people pay less attention to the numbers that come after the decimal, and they're also written smaller a lot of the times too, right? It'll be like $24.99. So like that, they're basically just trying to trick you into thinking you're paying a little bit less.
I think even with that though, I always, even if I just see if it just says $24 in my head, I'm like, oh, it's $25.
Yeah.
Just because I round up for some reason. I think.
Sure.
You know what? I know why.
Okay.
It's because I have a thing with. I probably have talked about this before, but I have a thing with numbers. What a lot of people do.
Sure.
But like on a stereo or a volume thing, it has to match like my specific needs for what numbers look nice to me.
Right. Okay.
So
What is your rule about that?
it's real complicated.
Dude, mine is also equally complicated.
Okay. Mine is at the very base. It's even numbers. I don't like odd numbers.
Okay.
But numbers like 24, no go, because it's too close to 25. Fives are good.
Okay.
So 24, 26, no. 25 is good.
Okay.
Even though it's an odd number. And any number that's a repeating number, like an 11 or a 66
22,
or something. 11's not good though because it's too close to 10
Right.
and 12.
Okay.
But like 66 is fine because that looks nice. 77's great. 99 too close to 100.
Why is 66 fine? Isn't it? Shouldn't it be 65?
Yeah, but just 66 looks nice because it's a nice 6 is a nice full number to me.
Okay.
See, it's weird. I don't know. What's your system?
My system, my whole family is by fives, right?
Oh, okay.
Mine is a little bit more complicated because I realized early on that if I just did everything by fives, there's this gap in the middle where I want it to be in the middle, like volume wise.
Yeah.
And it's either too loud or too quiet, so I just couldn't. I had to adapt.
Yeah, okay.
And so mine is less complicated than yours, but it's basically I'd go by fives unless if I need something in the middle, then it's 2s and 7s.
Oh, okay.
So 22, not 23, not 24, go to 25.
Yeah.
Occasionally I do break that rule for numbers that follow each other. So like, for example, a 23 is fine because 2-3 is fine. 34 is fine because 3-4. Numbers that follow 56 also fine.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because it just follows in that progression.
Mm-hmm.
But it's normally 5s, 2s, 7s, unless whatever number there is like, yeah, following. So like a 12, great, because it ends with a 2 and it has the number following it.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff. Or like a 45.
Those perfect
works.
numbers.
Yeah.
You ever heard about perfect numbers?
You're going to have to be a little more specific.
You know, like 4.
Is it a perfect number?
What am I thinking of?
I don't know what you're
You're
thinking
good at math.
You're trying to think of like...
Prime numbers. That's the one.
Yeah, 4 is not a prime number.
3 is a prime number.
3 is.
And 1.
And 2.
And 2.
Yeah.
And 67.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's do math with Scott and Dylan. Prime number is just a number it's not divisible by anything.
It's divisible by itself and 1 and nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I remembered algebra 1.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up? Do you have synesthesia going along kind of with this a little bit, where you see numbers as colors or any other sort of sensation?
Sometimes, but not as much as you. Because you have it not bad, but you have it a lot.
I'm
right?
very mild when it comes to.
More than me, though. I feel.
Yeah, I'm mild when it comes to. It's usually numbers and just words in general. I see words as colors.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have that. I have. You describe it a lot in how you see like when NerdSync still had shows, like the shows were very specific colors.
Yes.
I have that a little bit, but not with like words or numbers or anything.
That was like Alter Ego. I still couldn't come up with a logo for, because in my head, Alter Ego is pink.
Yeah.
Like I can't make it an orange. I can't make it a blue. I can't. It's pink. I don't know. I couldn't change it. So that's why we never had like a logo or intro for it, because I couldn't come up with anything that looked good as pink.
Had that one bumper.
Yes,
that
and I
just
threw a little bit of pink in there.
Oh,
because my scheme there was CMYK.
Oh, okay.
With the M being like a magenta, but I didn't want it to overpower it, because like I felt like that would just look really bad. But it had to have pink in some capacity. So
why should she do that?
Huh?
Why should she do that?
Because you got to trim her nails, man.
No. My Wand, you probably can't hear it, but she's attacking my couch, my cat.
Yeah, she's trimming her. She's like trying to get her nails all situated.
No.
What do you mean no?
She's just being a bitch. Look at her.
That is exactly. Do you not have a scratchy thingy for her?
Yeah, I have like that whole thing is a scratch post.
Oh, well, do you have something that is like a cardboard scratch thingy?
No, I keep meaning to get one and put it like there.
Yeah,
but
I would recommend not getting the ones that are like at a slant.
Why not?
Because I have one of those, and the cats never touch it.
Oh.
They prefer the one that's just flat on the ground.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
Well, all cats are different.
Yeah, you're right, but my cats are the best.
I just don't like how those look, because all of those look terrible.
You can get
They're
ones
just
with
cardboard.
like, well, yeah. Don't put them out as a display.
But I would have it out.
You can put it just somewhere. You can put it in your room.
She doesn't go in there unless I'm in there.
Oh, I don't
But
know.
I'm in here most of the time.
Well, I don't know what your cat life is all about.
She.
Look, you've got that cardboardy thing down there. Replace it with that.
Oh yeah, I have that too. I guess, but that looks nice because it's got the pink thing around. She never uses that anymore.
Well, you can get stuff like that have like a design that's not just like a flat thing of cardboard. Some of them are shaped like couches. I don't know why.
Wait a minute. We're gonna look these up.
They have all sorts of different shapes and grooves, and like I went to because I was at the pet store and they have a billion of them.
Cat scratch fever.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna write in my notes. What are they called? Scratching posts?
Not really a post.
Scratching. Cat scratch. I'll just.
Yeah, the show Cat Scratch. Remember that show?
What was that about?
It had Newman.
What?
It had Newman from Seinfeld.
Oh.
And I don't remember anybody else who was involved. There was just about 3 cats.
What is this nonsense? It was about 3 cats.
It was about 3 cats and their hijinks and misadventures, and one of them was Newman.
What is this?
Yeah, that's one of them.
What? Oh, I didn't look closely at it. It's like an infinity symbol. Everybody look to your right.
It's a cat scratching thing.
Look at his cat. He's so satisfied with his life.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's
dude.
it's a skateboard too.
That's right. You can stand on it. Did you ever? That reminds me.
This looks nice.
That reminds me of like.
Oh, it's $50.
Yeah.
Reminds me of what? Sorry.
I had this game when I was growing up that was a snowboard, like a board, like a physical board that also had a screen in like the top of it. And it was like a video game, and you would like kind of, I don't want to get away from the microphone, but you would like lean. It was basically like one of those kind of infinite runner thing where you're like behind the skateboarder person, and then there are obstacles, and you'd have to lean the board left and right to avoid trees and stuff. Yeah. And then you could also do jumps and tricks, but it was like one of those really tiny, just kind of like those old black and white Game Boy screen type of things, and it was real small. I don't know how I was able to see it from that high, looking downward. I played that thing a lot to the point where I'm pretty sure I broke it. But that was like the first time I ever heard of some physical interaction with video games.
Where'd you get it?
I have no idea. Probably at Toys R Us.
Oh, okay. So it was like a hefty thing.
Yeah. Oh no, it was. I mean, kids had to stand on it. So.
Oh right. So I remember they had like McDonald's and stuff had those pocket game things. So they were just like Game and Watches basically.
Yeah.
Where you could play them, and they were all bad most of the time, and they died within like a day.
My favorite kind of Game and Watch type thing was called Merlin. Ooh. Did you ever play Merlin?
No.
Anyone who's as old as me, which is not that old, or older, you should come across like a very like burgundy giant handheld thing with like a 3x3 grid of buttons.
Oh, whoa.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Let me check this out.
Is this it?
It is not that.
No? What about this one?
It was probably a newer version. Sorry, I can't see this.
We got wires.
Yeah.
Got wires on wires.
Hi, everybody. 1 second.
There we go.
Not that one.
Look to your right.
Keep scrolling.
This one?
No.
This one?
No.
These are all the same.
These are all the same thing.
Ah, this one.
No. Is there a newer? That looks like an older model. There's got to be. There was one with a screen, an actual screen in it. Just do like Merlin game. That's probably not gonna work, is it? Oh wait, well, these aren't it, but at least it kind of somewhat works.
This one?
Yes.
There it is.
That's the one.
Everybody look to your top.
So like this was supposed to kind of look like an old like stone thing.
Is this cardboard?
No.
Looks like cardboard in this lighting.
No. It's all plastic. That is a game that still works, that my parents still have. It had 10 game modes. It was basically just an all-purpose entertainment thing.
Oh.
And
like
you
Playster.
Yes.
This episode of no.
And what you would do is you would work your way from level 1 and in the first game all the way through the 10th game. Mm-hmm. And when you're the 10th game, you kind of work up your status. You start as a squire, and then every time you complete one, you get all the way into like you're a wizard or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, you're a wizard, Harry. And it was a really funny announcer. He wasn't funny, like he wasn't jokey, but just his voice was funny. He was like, "Well done, squire."
Oh, amazing. Oh, that's like you know what? We're gonna do that next time we're both paid.
Yeah.
Not this, but what I'm about to get to. I have this thing a lot where I'll have a thought in my head, and then I'll tell someone that we're gonna do it or something about it, even though I haven't revealed what that thing is yet.
Sure.
Magic Quest. We're gonna do it.
What is that?
Magic Quest is, I've talked about it before, not on this podcast, but in life with you. It's this like ARG kind of. You know what an ARG is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of an ARG.
It's augmented reality game.
Yeah. Where you get a wand. Mm-hmm. I'm so excited.
Just explain yourself.
I forgot how great this is. You get a wand, and you can trick it out with all kinds of stuff if you want, just all kinds of like plastic bits and bobs. One of the ones that I had like a bulb on the end of it that lit up when you swished the wand. And the point of it is they have like standalone places for it, but the one in here is in Grapevine, and it's connected to the Great Wolf Lodge, which is an amusement park hotel thing. It's for kids, but
but we're gonna do it.
Yep. And
This is like laser tag, but with magic.
no.
Oh, okay.
It's you go on quests throughout the hotel. So, and this is why I'm a little sketch about it, because I don't know. I'll have to call and ask if we're allowed to do Magic Quest if we're not staying there. Also, if they'll let us do it. But I won't mention that.
Just like put a high pitched voice on when you're on the phone.
Yeah. Well, I could be a parent.
Could you?
Sure. Voices don't change that much after the. But anyway, so yeah, you start at this like terminal, and there is like a Merlin dude who comes up and is like, "Oh yes, hello,
Well done, Squire."
and he gives you these quests, and you have to go find these like terminals throughout the. You got side quests and main quests and stuff. You have to go find these terminals throughout the hotel or the standalone like place wherever you are. I think there's one in like Austin. They're all over the place. I'll have to look.
Sure.
But you go up to everything, and they have these sensors, and it's like infrared sensors, and you just swish your wand, and then it activates something. So you go around like collecting stuff or activating a cutscene somewhere to complete these quests, and it all culminates in a battle with a dragon.
What?
And it's so cool.
And is it like a big animatronic dragon, I hope?
No, it's just a screen.
Dang it.
But it's a giant screen.
Okay.
Like there's this part where it's right next to the shop that you buy your wand from, so you like see where you're trying to get to. Because you're trying to get like the riches that this dragon is guarding.
Gotcha.
And you go up to it, and there's like a long line that you gotta wait in to fight the dragon. And then you gotta swish at certain points to shoot the dragon, and then you beat the dragon and you win. And
that sounds awesome.
great.
Let's do that.
I want to do it so bad.
Let's do it and make a vlog about it.
Oh, that'd be great.
If that's allowed. I don't know.
Probably.
Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know. One last thing I wanted to say about this game, this Merlin game, is that I'm pretty sure it might have come with directions on how to play each game.
Yeah.
But I never had those. So like every game, some of them were obvious to figure out. Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the first level was just tic-tac-toe. And I was like, oh, okay, I know what that is. And like another one is, because these all, you can see they double as like arrow buttons and numbers.
Yeah.
And just like placements on the screen.
Buttons. Yeah.
Yeah. So like some of them was like guess the random number in this many tries, or like you know, that sort of thing. But then there were just some weird puzzle games where I to this day have no idea what they are. But I've learned how to get through them.
Fair enough.
You know, is that what gaming is about? To help us use our brains in a way and solve problems and puzzles. Is this the best game ever created? Is what I'm trying to get at?
Nah, man, games are about shooting dudes.
Oh, dude, you're right.
Blasting nerds.
Oh man,
Isn't that funny?
is it?
Sorry, I did the thing again where I had a thought in my head and didn't say it yet. How like we've kind of come full circle, where like the like jocks would bully people because they played games, but now those same jocks play like Call of Duty and stuff.
Did you ever struggle with that when you were growing up? Like people bullying you for that sort of thing, or picking on you for that?
Well, yeah. We talked about this.
Oh, okay.
In the podcast.
Fair enough.
Last
I didn't know if it was because you played video games.
Not specifically because I played video games, but not because I played video games, but because of the games I played.
Gotcha.
Like they'd be like, "Oh, you like Pokemon?"
Because like
Like,
that
Pokemon's great.
I just figured, because I don't know if we talked about this before, but like I was never picked on for the things that I liked.
Yeah.
The bullies the two bullies I've ever had only picked on me because I thought I looked funny.
Yeah.
But like I was never I never had this feeling that I can't let people know that I do this, or like they'll pick on me if they find out that I'm just like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. And then like my friends were just like, dude, rad. Like, I don't know. So like, I don't know. I've never really had, I've always felt like, just my experience growing up has been like, oh no, that whole age of like bullies picking on people, or just not even bullies, but just like people making fun of people who play video games, even who read comic books or whatever. That is just like, was never my experience. And I was like, no, that's something in movies, not real life.
Yeah. It happened a little bit to me, but it definitely wasn't the most prevalent thing.
Yeah.
Because like at that point, kind of, especially once I hit high school, everyone played some kind of game, even if it was just like Candy Crush on their phone or something. But anyway.
I mean, I had all sorts of people playing Yu-Gi-Oh at lunch.
Oh, no, that was banned.
Yeah.
That was satanic.
Oh, no.
Get that out of here.
Yikes.
Pokemon cards? Woohoo. Gambling.
I would... Yeah, well, we played... In high school, we just played just cards. We played, like, hearts or something like that.
Satan's spawn.
And we got... Yeah, every time, like, a teacher came by, they were like, can't do that, you're probably gambling. Like, yeah, you're right. All of us broke high school kids are probably gambling.
Just gamble with M&Ms. It's safer.
Well, that was, I don't know, because we talked about this briefly, but like I was super into Magic, and with that, I was very into collecting decks of playing cards, and so I would bring in a different deck of cards every day to play a game with. Like it was just a rotating slot of cards and such, and it was a lot. That was like I never ate lunch. I never even had like a lunch account. I never did any. I would go to school, not eat anything, and then come home and eat. So like during my lunch period, I would just play cards.
Why? Was that a choice?
Yeah.
You just didn't want to eat?
Not really.
That's not healthy.
But also, like, I wasn't hungry. And also,
Did you eat breakfast?
Most of the time, no. Normally, I would be really hungry if I did eat breakfast.
So you ate one meal a day?
I probably had two. Because
right after school?
Well, I would probably grab a snack after school and then dinner, and then I would usually stay up really late and watch like Futurama on Adult Swim or something like that, and then I'd eat like a snack there as well.
I would eat like, we had a routine for a while in my middle school where I wouldn't normally eat breakfast because I would just sleep. I would wake up, mosey on down to the bathtub, sleep in the bathtub.
Nice.
Then get ready, sleep in the car, then go to school. Eat a nice hearty lunch using my lunch account. I thought that was like the future. That was wild to me.
What, lunch accounts?
Yeah, paying with a lunch account. That was crazy to me. And then my mom would pick me up and we would go to Dairy Queen and I would get a full meal at Dairy Queen.
Nice.
3 hours after lunch. And then I would also eat dinner and potentially a snack at some point.
Yeah. I would also sometimes skip class with my friends and we'd go to like a McDonald's or Taco Bell or something.
Or a Jack in the Box.
Never went to Jack in the Box till I moved here. This is the first time. But yeah, I definitely had the routine of sleeping on the way to school, but we also, and she's never going to listen to this, but we also went and picked up a neighbor to like kind of carpool with to school.
What's her name?
No, nothing. And
her name is Jezebel.
God, I was really hoping you would get it right, but no.
Her name is Sally.
Are there girls named Sally today?
Yeah.
That seems like such a... Like Sally Field is the last one.
No, there's Sally's, I'm sure.
She's the last
There's
Sally.
a couple Sallys roaming around. They're on the shore.
Sally's, you got to get it together,
Get a
all right?
couple of seashells.
Sally up, all right?
Sally up.
But yeah, no, I think so I mostly had to be on in the morning because I was like I kind of had a crush on her. So and we would drive her to school. So if I was just like sleeping or whatever, then it's like that's not doing anything for me. So I have to like be awake and like try to be funny or whatever. Oh, no. Most likely I wasn't, and I was just being really more
jokes.
not even because like I'm pretty sure what happened is I was like, oh, I'll just be like quiet and mysterious.
The cool guy.
Yeah, that's not me. You don't look at me and go, oh, what's his life about?
That's the cool guy.
This guy.
Well, I bet he.
What do you think he's thinking about right now?
Probably the meaning of life.
And they just like zoom into my head and it's like, I bet Spider-Man could probably swing him from a building over here.
Can Wolverine get diarrhea? I don't know. Let's find out.
Let's find out, guys. What's the science of diarrhea?
And with that, let's end this one.
Let's end the podcast.
How do we end these?
Well, we normally say, hey, go follow us on Twitter.
That's right.
At An Online Podcast.
Yeah, because somebody took the... Just the entire... We had to drop the...
Yeah. And you can follow us individually on Twitter or just social media in general. Dylan, go.
At John Dongle.
That's gotta be somebody, right?
Probably.
That's like, yeah.
At Real Donald Trump. How about you?
Of course. You can follow me at Scott Nicewonder everywhere on the internet. Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook, MySpace,
not Facebook, though.
Bumble.
Yeah, you can follow me on Bumble and Tinder and OkCupid. Just follow me there.
Every single one, please, God.
It's all just Scott Nicewonder. I don't bother to change it. I don't bother to hide my full name from anybody.
It's just easier.
It just makes. I just want to show them that I'm being honest.
Yeah,
you know,
just being open.
I'm pouring my heart and full name out there.
Yeah. Who needs privacy?
No one. All right.
That's it for this one.
Close the book.
Will we?
Maybe. Or.
For any of our viewers who have access to internet, we invite your comments.